2025-2026 year. And I'm going to officially call the meeting to order and would like to personally welcome you all to the business meeting. Thank you all for being here today. First thing we need to do today is approve our agenda. This is a very rough agenda of today. And so we need to have are there any additions or corrections? Do we need to add this officially to the agenda? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? All right, Ashley moves to approve the agenda. Can I get a second? Tina seconds it. Any discussion? It has been moved and seconded and approved the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say sign. The motion carries. The agenda is approved. First up, we're going to have our public policy team come up and speak with you, and they're going to kind of fill you in on what's going on there.
Public policy coordinator for the Iowa Academy of Dietetics, and I've been in this role 3-4 years now. I've blend together, being on board. So it's really great to be a part of this organization in this way. Public policy really does affect all of us, no matter what field you work in or what role you work in. It's very important to be in the know about public policy because it will probably touch your professional life in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to give just a very quick overview of the last couple of legislative sessions, and then I'll have our other team members introduce themselves, and then we will open it up for some questions because I have a question about the compact, so we definitely want to make sure we answer any questions you might have about public policy here in Iowa. So in 2024, well, really the end of 2023, legislation was passed to reorganize the state government of Iowa. And so with that, a piece of that was combining some of the state departments. So that's how we moved from having Department of Public Health and Department of Human Services to having Health and Human Services in one department. And then a piece of that also was reorganizing and eliminating some boards and commissions. So with that, Iowa's Dietetics Licensure Board was put on the chopping block during that legislative process. And so we had to do a lot of advocacy around protecting our licensure because they wanted to eliminate not only our board, but also our licensure here in Iowa. So in that fall of 2023, we hired our lobbyist team that we currently have now, Amy Walton, and they had to learn very quickly about our profession and get up to speed on what we do and how they could best serve us in that role. So over the course of the session, they had lots and lots of conversations with legislators on days where we can't be at the Capitol every day. So they are there having those conversations, going to those legislators' events, which is a really important piece of making those connections and building those relationships. And so we were able to successfully defend our licensure and protect it for the state of Iowa. So we're very happy to keep our licensure. Barely, but we did it. We got it done. And so then coming into the 2025 session, there have been lots of conversations happening at the academy level about the licensure compact. And so going into the 2025 session, we knew, this was in January of 2025, we knew that we were going to work to try to pass the compact licensure legislation here in Iowa. So after lots of conversations with legislators, a lot of work from our lobbying team, getting those legislators, having meetings, helping us set up our part of that compact commission. So the state of Iowa will really have a place in making those rules for what the implementation of the compact will look like. So, yay, we're very excited. So, after a couple of, and to go even further back in 2023, there was the SNAP legislation that surrounded a lot of extra verification requirements for SNAP participants. So we had a couple of rough legislative sessions with lots and lots of work and defense. Last year we got to be a little more positive and a little more proactive. And so this year we're hoping for even better, and that we can continue to be more on the proactive path of having conversations with legislators. And our hope is this year to really hone in on reimbursement, a very large focus on things happening at the national level, and it's something we really do want to see for dietitians here in Iowa. It's very important that we have reimbursement and that we can be on the preferred provider list. Kara is lovely about that. She is the reimbursement chair and so knowledgeable. So I will let her talk more about that. But I think that is all. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to let our other team members introduce themselves, share a little bit, and we will open it for questions.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Kara Wiggins, and I'm the reimbursement representative for the Iowa Academy. So a quick update from us is that last year I stood on the stage and we talked about the well-mark issue, and that is something that we are still pursuing with help with our lobbyists. We are pursuing conversations with them to understand the landscape on pushing the needle. So we have the things that we need to have. We have licensure, we have credentialing, and we have the MNT benefit on plan. So we want to make sure that we can just be that a provider that is going to be independently credentialed. So we're working through that issue still. It has not been put on the back burner. In addition to that, we've had some success stories in grassroots efforts across Iowa, whether it's been private practice or it's been through group counseling practices. We've helped dietitians working as part of different groups gain reimbursement in their individual practice. So that's been a success, but on grassroots efforts. And then looking forward to 2026, we're looking at a strategic plan to potentially improve the Medicaid landscape in the state of Iowa. So what that would look like would be improving the provider type so that dietitians could bill independently, but then also looking at other states as models to increase the actual reimbursement per unit. So those are some of the topics that we're talking about here in the state of Iowa, both with Walmart and with Medicaid. So, thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kat Rudolph. I was the state policy representative over the last 3 years. And if you were here around that time, you may have very likely gotten a personalized email from me, maybe multiple, maybe several, because of the importance of grassroots efforts. Thank you all for your contributions, everybody that did help out with licensure and compact. We really couldn't do it without you, especially if you live in an area where there's a really influential legislator. Caitlin did a really great job of summarizing. I wanted to just provide some additional insight because I think it's important for you all to be aware of what's happening and what has happened with our policy team so we can continue to build the momentum and the excitement around all of these policy wins and the work that Kara is doing with reimbursement. So when it comes to our lobbyist team, I was a part of, and we had a whole group that was a part of, scanning all the lobbyists in Iowa. And when I tell you, I looked up all the lobbyists in Iowa. I creeped on the legislature website, and we sent out emails to 15 lobbyist teams across Iowa, and then got back 7 of them. And it was really tough because we're a small organization, we only have so much money, and our budget was cut in half from $15,000 to $7,500 for a lobbyist team. And so we have been truly lucky. And then we hopped on interviews with all of those 7 additional lobbyist teams. when I tell you we have the best bang for our buck, I'm completely like serious. Like we were part of having all those conversations with all the lobbyist teams. There was another one that we were really excited about, but they wouldn't be our lobbyist team for the price that we were able to offer. So just wanted to give a little bit of that insight. Kate and Matt are just so wonderful, and we would not have been able to have the success over the last couple of sessions without them. They fought tirelessly for us that first year. It was really hard work defending our board and compact. For some reason, there was people who were just after our board of dietetics and our licensure, and it was really difficult. But through they have lots of relationships. Matt's been around for many, many years, and has lots of friends within the legislature, and they were able to get that done. And then for the compact, guys, I don't know what it is about dietitians in Iowa, but there was like one staffer that was against the compact and would not budge and was sharing all of this misinformation on the negative consequences of the compact. And they fought tirelessly. I remember we weren't even sure what was going to happen with the subcommittee meeting for the Senate. And right before that, we were talking to our lobbyists, and that was so frustrating. He's like, I've had so many meetings with them. So many. I'm so tired of having to meet with them. But he finally was able to leverage his relationships and have them dismiss the staffer who was sharing, again, misinformation about our compact, and got it done. So I just wanted to give that additional insight into just how powerful and impactful it is for us to have that lobbyist team there at the Capitol. Additionally, what's really exciting is that not a lot of legislators in the past several years knew what dietitian even was. And we've done so much work every single year to have a presence there, and I feel like we're seeing the benefits. I mean, there's been times now they associate our lobbyist team with dietitians, and we've had legislators come up and be like, I want to support this bill related to health. What do the dietitians think? Which is huge. That's like a two-way dialogue. We want to continue to build those partnerships and that status and that reputation. I see a lot of people's heads nodding, so I think you all get it. We want to continue that momentum, and how amazing would it be for dietitians in Iowa to have a strong voice and presence and be respected within our capital. That is all. I'm so sorry for taking so much.
I'm Ann Eaton. I'm the current state policy representative, so I got into this, I guess, back in late 2023, early 2024, when the licensure was coming under fire. Not in my comfort zone at all, so I decided I couldn't complain if I didn't try to do something. So anyway, that's how I ended up here. I guess the biggest...
Jump right in and help.
The biggest thing I can say is at that point, I didn't know who my senator or representative was. So I found out who they were really fast, and I started contacting them. And I found out, luckily, my two like each other, and they always do a town hall together every, early winter. Well, I mean, early in the year, so like 2026, usually around February or so. So I was making a point now in the last couple of years to go there, and they know who I am now. I mean, they see me and they know I'm a dietitian, and, you know, they understand what's going on. And they told me when I first talked to them too, we have no idea what we do. No idea. They talk about menus. Well, obviously it's a lot more than that. There's, so trying to explain to them what all dietitians can do. So everybody else pretty much already said what I was, going to say, but I do want to say besides the town hall, great. The town hall, the other thing is we do a day on the Hill every year. And that we've worked with the lobbyists on. The last couple of years, it depended a lot on when we would be able to put our 2 cents in at the best timing. That is also something I had never done before. And it actually was very easy, and it was a good experience. So we will be sending out probably an email under the Iowa Academy. Look for that. If you want to join us on the Day of the Hill, it's a good time to meet. It'd be nice if you met your representative or senator before that time, but even if you haven't, it'd be a great time to touch base. That's all I have. Thanks.
One other thing that we were talking over on the side here, is it's really important to talk to your legislators, no matter whether or not you agree with them. Right now, we are a majority in our state, and I know a lot of people swing left, some people swing right, and so it's really important to make sure you're talking to your legislator, no matter who they are or what they voted for in the past, or anything like that, because we really need people on both sides of the aisle to be coming with us, no matter what policy we're working on. So it's very important. Jess, would you like us to do questions now, or would you rather that we go to the back of the room and...
Does anybody have any quick questions for the policy team? Anything they didn't explain? They did a great job explaining. But I know that this is something that a lot of people have questions about. So if you do have any additional questions, our entire team is here. Please, they're happy to answer any of your questions. And I just wanted to chime in really fast too. I had the opportunity a few weeks ago. I was in DC for through another organization, and I actually got the opportunity to sit with Zach Nunn, look him straight in the face, and say we got to make changes to reimbursement, and we got to start having dietitians be a bigger part of the team. And it was so rewarding, and it was so awesome. And I'm like, let's go, let's do this. I want to keep doing this more. I didn't get to have as much great interaction with Joe Harrison and Chuck Grassley, but it was very powerful. So if you want your voice to be heard, if you want to advocate for yourself, for your own private practice, for your institution, whatever that is, please get out there and be a part of the move.
Yes, and we are always looking for committee members. So like, even if you don't want to take on a really like official role, we would love to have you come join our meetings. We meet virtually on Zoom, usually in the evening. So we try to make it really low barrier to be a part of the team. If you just want to be more in the know about what's happening with policy and some of the behind the scenes work, we would absolutely love to have you join us.
Awesome. Let's give the public policy team another round of applause. All right, Chris, you're up.
My name is Chris Wood, and I'm the WIC program liaison to the board and council. And I just want to give a quick update on the funding bill that passed last night. I'm sure you've all heard about it. So for most of the government, that funding bill goes through January 30th or 31st of next year. But legislation, except for 3 areas, and that was the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the legislative branch, and military construction and veterans affairs. And those 3 areas were funded fully for the entire fiscal year. So that is a huge win for our food programs. So that means that they're fully funded food stamps, WIC, and free and reduced school lunches throughout September of 2026. Good.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. Next we'll hear from our Secretary and Treasurer, Jill Vander Hoff, and our Executive Director, Josh Corbin.
Good afternoon, I'm Jill Vander Hoff. I am the Secretary Treasurer, and I've been in this role for 2 years. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Pay the bills monthly and watch the budget. So currently these are our totals. The BMO bank account is our checking account. And as you see, we have $35,449.26. And the Edward Jones investment account, obviously is what it says. It's $74,236. And before, any questions?
Any questions?
I just wanted to just say one thing while I was here. I do a little mentoring just within the holiday time. Years ago, my first cousin was in high school, and my aunt and uncle were like, well, Jill, let's go to Chicago. So always done a good job, no matter where I was, whether when I started in Minnesota or over here in Iowa. And so they had her call me, and I just kind of explained some of the different routes that we can take after college, whether it be food service, hospital, athletics, I mean, it goes on and on. So she has since finished her degree, and she turned 30 and finished her master's in May. So this Christmas, I have a 16-year-old niece to come to visit with and just answer any questions she has, kind of what details, and just go through if she's interested. Just a basic nutrition assessment with her. So, think about that while you're out there in the holidays, and, we all do want to retire someday, so kind of keep moving in. So, it doesn't have to be really formal. You don't have to go to high school or anything. You can just visit them yourself. Thank you.
Is there a question?
Are the meeting expenses pretty much covered by the tuition or
Thank you, Jill.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Joshua Ortland. I am your Executive Director. I've been with the Iowa Academy since 2015. I came on doing multimedia production. My company was hired to do some things. Over the years, I became webmaster, and then now I'm the Executive Director in my second year. Before I dive into this, I have a very important thing I need to do first. There should be 3 meals out there that may have came with a little sticker. A pink sticker, a yellow sticker, a green sticker. Hopefully you didn't eat those stickers, but do you see a sticker on your plate? If you do, please stand. It should be right on the corner. I probably took it off and you guys are eating it. It should be right on the edge. I literally put it on the edge. Well, this anti-canal situation. I thought it'd be exciting before I bored you. No one has the sticker on their plate, not on the edge of the plate. I guess I'll have to do it with dessert then. All right, stay tuned. We'll move on to the fun. So first thing we'll talk about is I'll answer that question. Are the meeting expenses covered by, say, the registration? You have the question. They're not. Close, but they're not. That is why we do have vendors and partners to help raise the additional money. Topic we've had in the last few years is I've been around long enough that I've been to 11 of the past 11 meetings, and they have been bigger in different locations. A lot of that had to do with membership. We just jump right on. Our membership currently, as of this morning, was 469 members. So thank you all for being members. Our non-member totals, according to the Academy, people that were a member or no longer a member, is 1,530. When I started, membership was around the 900 mark. So back then, yes, registration to the annual meeting would completely cover the cost and create a revenue meeting. That has changed. We're trying to reverse that, but it's part of the membership going down. And as you heard earlier from the Academy, membership has gone down across the board. And yes, there is an uptick, but nothing like it used to be. So we're trying to find ways to encourage non-members. And this year, I know there are a lot of non-members that are attending today. Thank you very much for coming to the meeting and supporting. And we understand that you're not a member of the Academy. We respect that. However, know that the Iowa Academy doors are always open to you in any capacity by coming to our meeting, other events. Getting involved, even, you have to be a member to join the council or the board, so maybe that will persuade you, but we understand. But we want you to know that we want to support the non-members, as much as the members, because that's a lot of people. We have 25% of registered dietitians in the state, and we're hoping to get that number back out. So in order to do that, we've asked you the last 2 days to complete the member survey. There's a QR code on your table. We'll put it up again. Survey is really important for our membership chair. Helps us see the direction that membership would like to go. Things we can do to better serve you at any time. So it's important to us. I know there's already been 50 or so that have already done it, so thank you very much. Hopefully if you haven't, it'll take a few minutes. It doesn't take very long, but please do that. Going into 2026 will be our new year for strategic plan. Our former strategic plan will end this fiscal year. We want to start a new one. We need that survey to help us understand the direction we need to go. And the same with our leadership. We've asked you to nominate QR codes on the table, on the website, anytime. If you know someone and even know yourself enough that you would like to get involved, we would love to have that conversation. Just by nominating doesn't mean you're automatically going to have to do something. We at least get your information. One of our board members can reach out and start that conversation and letting you know what it's like, and maybe start a council position and work your way out. But you choose now, and it doesn't matter your status, how long you've been in the career. You're just like people. We need the help. So in order for us to make the plans, we need the leadership. We have great leadership that's been with us, but we always need to look towards the future. All right, and in the future, a few short hours from now, this meeting will come to a conclusion. Probably tomorrow you'll receive an email, and that email will have a link to the meeting evaluation. That evaluation will always be available on the website, so if you went on to register on the website, you would go to the same place on the website. You'll see a little tab at the bottom that will ask you to fill out the evaluation form. This is very important to us, so we can know not only how we did it, but what we continue to do to make our meetings a huge success, and we know that success all of you here today. And I say that with house lunch so far. No stickers on any place. Really scaring me that those stickers. Oh no, the stickers really. So please take the time when you complete the evaluation, you'll receive another link that will be your CEU forms, and those will be printable. If by December 1st you have not received either link, maybe went to your spam or junk folders, feel free to email ebrightiowa@gmail directly to me, and I'll make sure I get those links to you. It happens from time to time, so never fear. Everyone that attended will get their forms. We just hope you take the time to fill out that evaluation. Before I leave, just wanted to back up real quick with our financials. Sometimes we get some questions about our Edward Jones investment account. They started that before my time, which was a very smart move by the Iowa Academy. As they'll speak on later in a few short minutes, the Simplified Diet Manual is one of the revenue resources for the Iowa Academy, which every 5 years brings a lot of money. They were very fortunate as a state to do that years ago and have the foresight, which helped build the resources. I have visited with other states over the years, and most states don't have the resources Iowa has. Understand that that investment account is there as the money in reserves for 1 year of doing business for the Iowa Academy if no money came in. If we held the annual meeting and we didn't make any money, if there's no simplified diet, there's no other revenue services, we have 1 year's worth of money when you see that number. So it isn't like we have a money in the account and it's just sitting there and nothing's getting done with it. We can use it for other things. Know that we like to keep that reserve for 1 year's worth of doing business. So if something was to happen, we would have that reserve. Other states don't have that luxury. And with the membership numbers decreasing, we have that reserve. However, we've been having to tap into it each year in order to fulfill our expenses. Our budget is online. Obviously, you can all access it. If you have questions, by all means, I'm always around. I'm always available to email for the rest of the time. If you have any questions about any of the inner workings, or if you want to join leadership and just want some, find out some things, please come to me. Is there any other questions that I can answer right now? Like, where did the stickers go? Okay. If not, I'm going to pass it on over to, and here's the QR code real quick to the survey. We'll move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you. new vision and strategic plan, so try to save me some time in my little presentation. But I just want to
pressing thought, I would love to hear from you. Because as Lillian mentioned, we really rely on survey data, and unfortunately, we don't complete those surveys as much as we should. So just if you ever have any thoughts, good, bad, otherwise, please, it's delegate@iowa@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts on some of these issues. So who are the delegates? So the delegates meet every other month. It's a large group. There's 64 affiliate delegates, so like Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota. There's member interest groups. There's dietetic practice groups. So I'm also a member of the renal dietetic practice group, so I kind of get to hear what that delegate also has to say, and it helps me kind of form my messages as well. So it's a large, diverse group of dietitians. So the role of the delegates is to help identify and develop solutions facing our profession, which we call those critical issues. Lillian mentioned the Academy's change journey, understanding what's going on at an Academy level, and if you can use that QR code and read the Academy change journey. I won't read it for you. I'm going to skip this one because she already talked about it. So using your voice. So you can always submit a critical issue. There's long periods with this where we collect critical issues, and then afterwards those critical issues are identified and typed, and then what happens is we then discuss them as the delegates. It's a long process. So what happens is there's the environmental scanning, you submit issues that you see are of concern, and then after a while, usually it's like a 6 to 9 month lag time, and that's when the delegation finally gets to talk about it, and then as you know, with any sort of nutritional research, it takes them probably another year to implement that. So, in the 25-26 year, in June when we met, we talked about the 10 change drivers for our profession. And this was not developed by the Academy, it was developed by the American Society of Association Executives. And you see the 10 change drivers. The 3 that the delegation decided to discuss are healthcare distributions, declining trust, and changing science. So with that, in August, there was a discussion on the Evidence Analysis Center and the Academy position papers, because that topic ties into declining trust and changing science. So just a quick thing, who has used the Evidence Analysis Center or an Academy position paper in the last 6 months? Just raise your hand. Maybe some younger guys? Okay, not enough, right? Not enough at all. And I think that is a big discussion we had is, why aren't our own dietitians using the materials we have? Mostly it's the paywall problem. So if you're sitting here as a non-member and you wanted to use that, you can't use that. But other organizations allow you to use it. So again, giving me that kind of feedback, I can go to the delegation where we all kind of have that same thought process on this. But until we can hear everyone's voices on that matter, we're not going to see a change, right? And so what we did is then we developed strategies for things that the Academy could do. And so we also are going to talk about declining trust. We have changing sciences, healthcare distributions, and then AI. So that's really, that discussion piece is then sent back to the Academy for their workflow. A little feedback really quick. So again, this takes a long time, it's very slow, but if you get a survey from the Academy or from the Iowa Academy, I really encourage you to fill that out, because in the use of the Evidence Analysis Center and position papers, 14 dietitians in the state of Iowa fill that out. So we can't make change unless we use our voice. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Andrea Maher. I am the CPI Chair, which stands for Council for Professional Issues, and Susie Wilson is our Chair-elect. This position can look different depending on the cycle we are with the Simplified Diet Manual. We are close to finishing up on getting ready to publish the 14th edition, which is really exciting. So over the past 20 years, I have served on the Publications Committee and also contributed in some form to the Simplified Diet Manual, either as editor or a contributor author. So currently, on a monthly basis, the Publications Committee is meeting, and we are just helping support our current editor, who is Paula Watkins. And she makes it easy because she is very organized and very detailed in her process. So all of the chapters, most of the chapters have been written now. They're going to the reviewers, and some of those are then going back to that contributor for consideration. Chapter 1 isn't done yet, and if you know about Chapter 1, that is the dietary guidelines. And so the 2025-2030 guidelines haven't come out yet. And so that will be interesting to kind of see what spin we take on that, as there has been word of potential major changes to that with an emphasis on whole foods, including increasing saturated fats from meats and dairy. So we'll kind of see what we do, because the dietary guidelines then can make some changes, sometimes major changes to some of the other chapters. So if that is of interest to you, we would always love to have you just attend a Publications Committee meeting that we hold on the third Friday of every month from 12 to 1. So if you're interested in that, that's a great way just to start getting involved and learn about it. The other thing I love about being on the Publications Committee and helping with the diet manual is I have met so many amazing dietitians and just with all the expertise. So I like networking, so that is why I think I'm drawn to this position. And then I'd like to end by saying, if there's someone of you in the room, would you stand if you're either currently contributing to the Simplified Diet Manual or are contributing as a reviewer, or if you're on the Publications Committee currently? You can raise your hand. They're standing so you can see. You have contributed in the past, either on the Publications Committee or others have helped with the Simplified Diet Manual. Connie? Thank you. And what's amazing about that is you help with the financial security of our organization and contribute to that legacy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. I just want to add, from what she said, if you are interested in ever attending a meeting, all those meeting Zoom links are on the website. You just click on calendar, just click on the link, and you're in.
Hello again. I was very concerned about the stickers, so I narrowed. So there should be 3 people that received a sticker very recently. Those 3 people, please. I don't know who you are, so will you please stand up and come to the front. And if you're terrified of being in front of the audience, I'm sorry. It's worth it. Please come on up to the front of the stage.
We got
2. So we had a few like door prize giveaway situation, and so congratulations, you were random. I don't know who was giving the stickers. Thank you for helping give out the stickers. Ashley's going to present the 3 gifts. Fight amongst yourselves, trade. I don't know what's in them. It's not my department, but we just wanted to get it out. I guess I should have had them. Might want to get a speech.
Well, we can at least clap for prizes, right?
Thank you very much for the interruption, and back to the program.
Next up is Jocelyn Evans with nominating.
So my name is Jocelyn Evans. I am the nominating committee chair. So I've been on this committee for 3 years. This is my 3rd year. And so I'm excited that we're recruiting for the 2026-2027 boarding council, which is kind of crazy. So some of the benefits to being on the boarding council strengthening your professional recognition by your peers and employers. It's a great thing to put on a resume. Increasing your knowledge outside of your current practice area. So I've found that really beneficial as somebody who's self-employed to kind of stay in the know of what's going on with our profession. And obviously networking with others is a great thing too. So we are looking for, if you see that QR code, you can see the positions. But we're looking for all the positions. So President-elect, CPI-elect, meeting chair-elect, nominating committee chair-elect. So you would be on that committee for 3 years. So that's one benefit. If you're kind of concerned or you don't know what it looks like, you would be on the committee for a couple of years. So you can see what you need to do as the chair. Secretary, treasurer, IDA chair, and delegate-elect. And then we also have some open council positions as well. So we have a little table outside the door here. If you want to know more about the positions, what that entails, it really doesn't take a lot of time. That's one of my concerns as someone who's busy, is how much time it would take. So it really is not too scary. We really need leadership to step up. Sometimes we have the same leaders, sometimes things don't change as much. So really encouraging everybody to step up, try a role. I can say from the nominating committee chair, it's really not that hard. It's talking to people. It's not scary at all. So if you do have any questions, please come talk to me, or you can throw your name in a bag out there for a Starbucks gift card as well. So anybody have any questions?
Is everybody racing to sign up for a leadership role right now?
Please.
I see the wheels turning out there. Thank you, Jocelyn. All right, next up is membership. Stacey Rundy and Amber Bogman.
I'm just changing the slides.
Okay, hi, I'm Stacey Rundy. I'm the membership chair. I know that there's been a lot of talk about membership today, and I'm also just another dietitian standing up here asking you to take a survey. But just bear with me really quick. Josh already mentioned the numbers declining for about half of what we were in 2017. And so we are working on it. So there is a membership survey. The QR code is not up, but it's actually on your tables. I know we already have 55 people that have taken it. But we really need your input. I would say even if, and maybe especially if you're not a member, so we can learn why and what you're looking for and what we can do to cater to you. And I also know we have so many students here, and we want to hear what can you do to keep your membership up. I know a lot of you have a membership because you had to for school. How do we keep you coming back, right? And how do we keep you in Iowa, because we need our dietitians here, right? So just any feedback you have in the survey, send me an email. It's membership@iowa@gmail.com. I have a website. It's on the survey when you go take it. Make sure I didn't say anything about that. I know we talked a lot about another just way to be involved as a member is to find out what your region is and get involved that way. And so I know we don't have anyone specifically talk about regions, but that's just a really great way to be involved. Lillian also talked about this, but your membership dues support advocacy, lobbying, CEU opportunities, mentorship, which we'll talk about in just a second, the regions, and then just your community, right, your sense of community. So even if you don't join up to be a member, how can we keep you coming to things and keep you engaged? We are working on some new fun opportunities. So, okay. The big thing that membership has done this year is really with Amber. We started a mentorship program, and I know who in this room is in the mentorship program currently. Yes, look at all these fun people you could be friends with. So right now we have 15 pairings. We have 3 on the wait list. Hoping to get a few more interested people signed up. That way we can make really impactful pairings, right? We don't want it to just be your dietitian talk. We want it to have really impactful meaning. We are also still learning, right? This is our first year, so we've gotten some feedback that parents would like more guidance. So start looking for, newsletter or something from us with more guidance on what you can talk about. Looking at just other ways to make kind of more optimal matching, what questions we really need to ask to find out who should be with who, and even potential like mid-session matching. So if you feel like we worked really well as a team up to this point, but now we've moved in separate directions, maybe we can rematch. So please always give us your feedback. Was that the right thing to do? Okay. And we're going to talk now.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Amber Baughman. I'm the Region Director for Central Iowa Dietitians. Thank you, Stacy, for putting a plug in for Region Directors. Please feel free to see me outside if you want to chat or learn more about what your region has to offer, or if you're interested in serving as a Region Director as well, there's always opportunities for that. So kind of rolling into our statewide mentorship program. So I led this last year. It was just a Central Iowa program, then it was a pilot program. So we had 18 participants that went through that one-year-long program. And so this year it has expanded to a statewide program, which I'm really excited about. And so really we're looking for, individuals, dietitians who are seasoned. They've been in the field for, 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years. And we're matching those individuals with, RDs to be, or with dietetic students, or with, more new to the field dietitians. And so if you fall into either of those categories, actually all of you fall into one of those, we would love to have you join their team. It also helps to build community and strengthen our dietitian collaboration across Iowa. And so we know the dietitian pool is kind of shrinking, and so really, really important to keep those connections alive and building those in order to keep networking with others and hoping to recruit new, dietitians into the field as well. And like Stacy mentioned, this is a great benefit for your IA&D membership. So you're paying for this, providing this sense of professional development. So just to provide some information on program details, and so again, like Stacy mentioned, we are pairing based on things like career goals, interests, and also your availability, so the number of times you would ideally like to meet with your mentor or mentee. You can meet as frequently as agreed upon, and so that can look like either virtual meetings or in person or some sort of hybrid approach to those. We do highly recommend at least 3 meetings with your mentor or mentee before May 26, 2026. So that's the program conclusion. And so really trying to get 3 meetings in through that time is really encouraged. Although if you wanted to meet more frequently, like on a monthly basis, you could certainly do that as well. And so again, like Stacy mentioned, we are checking in with pairs to kind of make sure that things are going well and provide that communication and direction for individuals too. So I wanted to share some feedback that I have received from our previous participants in the pilot program. And so I have 3 program mentors here that provided these amazing quotes that I think really speak to the value of this program. So Brian Smith, he's here today. He served as a program mentor in the pilot program. He's also serving as a mentor this year for the statewide program. So this was his quote. For me, the mentorship experience is about connection. I don't recall talking very much about the technical aspects of what we do, but I do remember lots of conversation about why we like what we do and what we can do to stay in that sweet spot of fulfillment from a satisfying career path. So thank you for that quote, Brian. Erin Bergquist, I don't think Erin is here today, but she shared this awesome quote. She was also a program mentor last year in the Central Iowa program. She said, "I love the opportunity to chat with an early career dietitian whose career path and training differed from mine. The exchange of ideas across generations was refreshing and reaffirmed the value of lifelong learning and mutual exchange." So thank you for that, Erin. And then Diane, is Diane here today? No? Okay, I haven't seen her. So Diane had said, "I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Of course, we discussed careers, networking, and choices, but also dreams, goals, and balancing life with work. I enjoyed her enthusiasm and gained new insights on the latest tech. I wish I could have participated in a program like this when I was a student." So thank you for that, Diane. So really looking at these quotes, we're seeing this sense of connection. We're seeing maybe, a reinvigoration of seasoned dietitians, of kind of regaining that passion that we felt when we were new to the field. And of course, that lifelong learning that we all can benefit from as well. So just a few quotes to kind of hit home with that. So I'm sure you're probably all wondering, how do I sign up for this great program? And so we do have a QR code here. If
which you want to be a mentee or a mentor. There are sign-up sheets. There's a sign-up sheet out on the table out there as well that has a QR code, or you can put your name down and your email address, and I'll send it to you.
So please make sure you fill out the survey if you'd like to participate in the program. We will be looking at those surveys that come in over the next few weeks and getting you paired up with your mentor or mentee as appropriate. And yeah, just let us know. Does anyone have any questions right now that we can answer? Okay, perfect. Well, let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause to these ladies. It's really incredible the value that they're adding to your membership dollars. Thank you, ladies. Next up, Ashley Danielson is going to give us a quick update on regions.
It was not on the agenda, so thank you for letting me pop in. Hi everyone, I'm Ashley Danielson. I'm your current past president. So as your past president, I still get to be involved in a lot of things, thankfully, and one of them is actually connecting with our region directors. So it was a good kind of segue after Amber talked about regions. So as region directors, Amber kind of mentioned it's a great way to get involved and serve the region that you live in. We transitioned from districts to regions quite a few years ago. I think it was right before COVID. And so it allows our members to just kind of get together more often, find that connection. So up here on the screen is the map of our regions, and we're actually currently looking for a region director for the Mississippi Valley area, which is a smaller area, but if you live in that area and you're interested in serving as a region director, come find me or another region director if you know one, but I'm kind of not overseeing, but just kind of having that connection with the region directors. Very simple position. We are just meeting every other month. We actually met this morning for breakfast, and a lot of our conversation is how to engage more of you. So our region directors all now have an entire member list, and all of their members are put into specific regions. So you will probably be hearing from your region director, hopefully on an event, right? So I know that the Central region has done get-togethers at a brewery, or people have done coffee shop meetups, or we've been talking about a yoga event. So different ways to get all of you together in the areas that you live in to connect more, which is just really, really nice. So again, we find that purpose and connection with our peers and our colleagues in the area that we serve. Any questions about regions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ashley, for all your work, especially on that spreadsheet that you just put together. Next up is Savannah, our IDEA chair. We give her a round of applause, too. Let's get close over here.
I can be talking while you are figuring that out. My name is Savannah. I'm the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Chair, and I'm in this position because Ashley nominated me a year and a half ago. Before that, I wasn't really involved with the Academy, and now, since being a part of it, I definitely feel more connected to my profession, and I'm really proud of this experience and the growth that I've seen of a profession over the past year and a half. My primary responsibilities are, aside from being a board member, is really to empower members with knowledge and resources and creating a more inclusive, diverse, equitable, and accessible profession and service while being guided by membership feedback. So I know you've been really hearing about that membership feedback survey, and I know I had the pleasure of connecting with some of you yesterday at my booth, so thanks for stopping by. I wrote down some of your recommendations for topics, but providing feedback with that membership survey will be really helpful, and for different topics with the newsletter. So that's really how we provide or accomplish that primary responsibility of providing knowledge. And I really couldn't do it without Janessa. Janessa is a council member and team member or committee, part of the team, the IDEA team. So we've been creating these newsletters over the past year now, and those are some of the topics that we covered
it's been really fun to do that. I think it's really great to explore these new topics, and also on the website so these are part of the monthly newsletters for the Iowa Academy, but then we have just PDFs here as well. And then there is a feedback form here, so when the membership survey closes, if you ever have resources like a podcast or social media account or something that you think other people would find benefit in, you can take a look at that. But yeah, as you can see, we cover a bunch of different topics like Women's History Month and like health equity it was on. Pull that up. So talking about the history, women's history in the academy, WIC, and so on. What else do I have? So this really accomplishes the part of our strategic plan task of providing continuous education and training on cultural responsiveness, and more to come. But before me, there wasn't someone in this position. It wasn't filled for a little bit, and so really just wanted to create foundations, create a structure of what the idea team was doing. And as I mentioned, I've been in this position for 1.5 years, so my service term is coming up in June. And so we're on a search for chair member and committee member to continue this great work. So any questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tina. Next up, Tina, our president-elect, is going to be filling in as awards chair today. And we are going to hand out some awards.
Okay, we're going to start with the Outstanding Dietetics Student Award. And this goes to Zoe Miller. A little bit about Zoe. A little bit about Zoe. She recently passed the RD exam after completing the Iowa State University Master of Professional Practice and Dietetics program this past year and completed her supervised practice hours around the Waterloo, Cedar Falls area. She's very honored to receive this award. Congratulations, Zoe. Next up is Recognized Young Dietitian Award, and this goes to Savannah Schultz. Dietitian since 2021 and has been working in long-term care with J. Evans Nutrition Consulting for about 3.5 years. Along with her dietetic work, she's pursuing a PhD in gerontology, did I say that right? Yep. With a minor in political science at ISU, where her research focuses on program evaluation for the Senior Nutrition Program Network. Next up is our emerging dietetic leader, which is Kara Wiggins. Woo! For the Performance Collective as a sports dietitian, and she also works for the Toronto Blue Jays baseball organization as a sports dietitian. She's been a registered dietitian for 6 years. This next award it's the GEM Award, and this goes to Stacy Rundy. Stacy says that she is honored to receive this award from the Iowa Academy. She's been a registered dietitian for just over 2 years, working with the University of Northern Iowa in the Housing and Dining Department, where she focuses on individual and campus community nutrition, health, and well-being, along with menu management. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, Outstanding Dietitian of the Year, Ashley Danielson. Career RDN who was passionate about lifestyle change, education, and empowering others. After taking a life-changing trip to India in 2012, she decided to go back to school to follow her passion to become a dietitian.
and she's never looked back. Next up, we have our Medallion Award, which goes to Susie Wilson. In 1995 with a degree in dietetics and has been a registered dietitian for almost 30 years. She's an active member of the Iowa Academy of Nutrition of Dietetics, serving a variety of roles, including the Iowa Nutrition Network, meeting chair-elect, meeting chair, and now the Council on Professional Issues-elect. Congratulations, Susan. One more round of applause for our awards. Congratulations.
All right, and as we finish up with a group photo there, we will go ahead and adjourn the meeting. If there is no further business, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Tina moves, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Ashley, thank you. It has been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion carried, and the meeting is now adjourned.